percentages. Remember, as we go through our notes, to be thorough with what you write down because it will help you later when you're preparing that study sheet for your test. So let's read through our dot points here at the top. Factors of a particular number are numbers that divide. So divide in that space. Divide evenly into that number. Okay, that means that if you divide it, there won't be any remainders or a decimal when you divide them. Every whole number, there is still some whispering around the room. Everyone should be completely silent. Put on my desk, please. Every whole number is a factor of itself and 1. So that means that every number should have at least 2 factors, itself and 1. I guess the only exception to that would be the number 1 itself, which would only have 1 factor, which is 1. Okay? For example, the factors of 20 written in ascending order, remember ascending means from smallest to largest, are, I'm going to tell you what they are, 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Now I'm going to be telling you how to find those numbers, working through that with you. But what you do is you start with the number 20 and you start with the very first number, number 1, and you in your head you go, can I divide 20 by 1? 20 divided by 1 is 20, so yes, it goes nicely. Then you check the number 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10, so that works. But this question asks us to put them as a list in ascending order, and so that is how I've written them. Multiples, the next type of question that we're going to have. Multiples of a particular number are numbers created by multiplying the particular number by any positive integer. Now you should be very familiar with that word integer. It just means whole numbers, doesn't it? When I am talking about multiples, I am just talking about your times tables. So if I want the first 5 multiples of 20, it means I want to do my 20 times tables. 20 times 1 would be 20. 20 times 2 would be 40. 20 times 3 would be 60. 20 times 4 would be 80. And 20 times 5 is 100. It wanted the first 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can stop there. I've done the first 5. Multiples, though, I could keep going forever as long as I wanted to, if I know enough times tables to do it.
Does it have to be like times 2? Like, can it be like times 3?
Yeah, if it was multiples of 3, it would be like 3 times tables, yes. All right, so here are the questions for us to practice. Find all the factors for the following numbers. So my first number that I'm going to give you is the number 15. Now, some people, it is quite tricky to write your list in ascending order from the beginning. So what I suggest you do is on the right-hand side of your page, list the timetables that make 15, starting with the smallest number you can think of. So, for example, 1 times 15 makes 15. Okay, then I would go to number 2. Can I do 2 times something to make 15? No, because 15 is an odd number. There's not going to be a 2 times to do that. Move on to 3. 3 times something makes 15? Yes. 3 times 5 makes 15. And you keep checking. 4, 5, 6. You try each one to see if there's any other numbers that times to give 15. Once you get halfway through a number, so once I get to 7 times something to get 15, or 8, it's always going to jump straight to the last number, which is 15. Go straight to the end. Anyone?
Or you can just write down like your time, your.
Not sure? Now, the reason you have your calculators is for some of you who aren't as confident doing your times tables in your head. So what you can do is you can get your calculator out here. So I've got mine. Mine's a little bit different. It's an older model on the screen here. So So 15, and you can type in to see which numbers work. So you can go divided by 1. Obviously that one's going to work. That goes 15, so 1 times 15. And then you go, oh, let's try divide by 2. That gave a decimal. So that's why 2 times 7.5. We don't want that. We don't want decimal numbers. So then I try 3. And that one does work. 3 times 5. Okay, so you can use your calculators, Dylan. Ferris. Silence. Not talking, whispering about anything else. You are quiet. Use your calculators to help you find your factors. Okay? Once you have found them all, the things, I've only got 2 for this one. There's only 2 things that times to give 15. I want you to then write them in ascending order like I did at the top of the page. So if you have these in order here, I should just be able to go 1, 3, and then over here, 5, 15. I kind of can go around with the numbers that I've got there. So mine is 1 at the top, 3, 5, and 15. They are all the factors of 15. Let's try that again with 40. So it's always going to be 1 and 40 to start with. That's always going to be your first one. 1 times the number. 1 times 40. Can I do 2 times? Yes? Poppy, what is it? 2 times? 20. Excellent. Can I do 3 times?
No.
No. All right. So you'd be checking on your calculator. 40 divided by 3. Nope, that doesn't work. Can I do 4 times?
Yes.
4 times what, Daniel?
10.
4 times 10. Good. Can I do 5 times?
Yes.
Yes again, Daniel. 5, which one?
5 times.
5 times? 8. Very good. Can I do 6 times?
No.
Can I do 7 times?
No.
No. And I actually don't need to go any further than that because the next one is 8. And I've already got 8 times 5 here. All my higher numbers are going to be on this side. Okay, I've already found them. Okay, so to put them in ascending order, we go down this side, 1, 2, 4, 5, and then back up this side, 8, 10, 20, 40. So write those down. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. So they are factors, the things that we can divide by. Question 2, we want to find multiples. It says find 6 multiples for each of these numbers. Remember that multiples are your times tables. So I want my first 6 times tables for 2 times tables. So you go 2 times 1 is 2, not with the highlighter. 2 times 1 is 2, so that's my first one. 2 times 2 is 4.
6.
2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. And 2 times 6 is 12. I have to have 6 numbers because I said I want 6 multiples. Make sure you read the question carefully. It's 6 multiples of 2, not 2 multiples of 6. Sometimes the wording, you've got to make sure you read them carefully, okay? And let's do it again for B. We want the multiples of 11. So 11 times tables. 11 times 1 is 11. 11 times 2 is 22. 11 times 3 is 33. 11 times 4 is 44. 11 times 5 is 55, and 11 times 6 is 66. And we stop once we have our first 6 multiples. That's it, easy peasy. Nice, easy thing to start with today. So the work that you are going to do, it's written down here. It says complete pages 3 and 4, which is following in the same booklet. So on the very next page is page 3. And in page 3, you start by doing factors, and then it moves into multiples partway through.
So you don't have to do like this will say 1 times 10. You don't have to do this.
No, do them in ascending order. So if you want to do them in pairs, do that over on the side first, and then make sure you write ascending order for your final answer. Okay, did everybody hear that? All of these ones, do your multiples on the side, your times tables on the side, and have them in ascending order.
17 is a prime number, right?
Correct.